Just as if the winds aren't as violent as they were yesterday in Chicago, but it's still pretty darn cold. To be expected, I guess, for December football at Soldier Field.
Today it's a Week 14 matchup, which should be a good one, as it'll be the New England Patriots taking on the Chicago Bears. On the visitor's sideline, Patriot head coach Mike Vrabel. He's hoping his guys will put forth a winning effort despite being out of the playoff race with just 3 wins on the year. On the other side, the head coach of the Bears, Ben Johnson. His guys came up short on the road last week. Now they're trying to turn things around.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What works in our final month? We're underway in Week 14.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. It's a Patriot sack.
Give that sack to Nakobe Dean.
2 plays so far, run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Patriots take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100 plus the next. He has an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
You look at this Bears defense.
They're just below the cut line for top half of the league, 17th in the NFL against the run.
Stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And the Bears take over.
The Chicago offense set to get started. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And Walker has it.
And he will have the Bears first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. There's a short one caught by Loveland. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another first down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
That's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 3.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
Christian Barmore. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So on 4th down, Cairo Santos on now for the Bears field goal.
They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. Santos' kick is up and through, and it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first.
Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here, and now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
New England trying to get a place on offense.
And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
That opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'm trying to do better here. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
At the 39-yard line.
Going to run again here with Pollard. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
The Patriots have 3 and 9 now on the year. And whatever promise they had to start the season fully evaporated now as they come in losers of 6 straight.
Well, you know what they often say, winning breeds winning, but unfortunately, the flip side of that can be true as well because this is a club in desperate need of a spark out of somewhere. A big play on offense, turnover, takeaway on defense, something to get them turned in the right direction. They need it quickly.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 38-yard line. A good pickup there, 22.
First down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
33. That's another Patriots.
They'll run with Pollard.
And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots.
Tony Pollard with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Patriots are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first quarter lead. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time he had the speed to win that race.
The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much. You look at this Patriots defense.
They're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked 3rd in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
It's now 2nd and
Back to throw again. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. A swift move and then tackled just on the other side of midfield.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
brings up 3rd and 2.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Hands it off out of the gun. Down inside the 40.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Wide open receiver complete. And he's brought down at the 19 after a gain of 19. First down in the red zone.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 9-yard line.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal. On play action, they'll throw.
To the left side, he's got his tight end, Loveland.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Colston Loveland, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears are once again back in front.
So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. New England's offense set to go. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they haven't had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time, so have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
2nd and 9 now.
Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Now back to throw.
That is caught.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
It's a gain of 8. And the Patriots first down. An 8-yard pickup.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
Now a 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the 41.
They're going to look to throw. And that'll be incomplete.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else, ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
Over the middle, that's caught by McLeod.
And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down.
That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to make it 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. 2nd and 10.
Intended for his wideout.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
He's brought down at the 34. We'll call it a gain of 4.
The Bears on 3rd down.
They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good. For the Bears. First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
This is a nice job of just taking what the defense is going to give you on 3rd down. You're not looking for a big play downfield. You just want to find something that can get you past the marker. They found it, and were able to keep the drive moving.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
A pass complete to Aguinze.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
He's across midfield.
And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line.
That's another Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again.
No gain on the play. Brings up
And
2nd.
he'll run on the inside handoff. He'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago.
At the 23-yard line.
3-4 defense, and that O-line really dominated the D-line on that play.
And think of it this way. With a 3-4, you have a natural bubble over each guard because those guys don't have defenders over them. Oftentimes, if you want to run up the middle, they can get upfield and get on the linebackers right now, and that gives the running back a heck of a chance to get into the secondary. I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. First and 10.
It's a big place in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for first and goal.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's third down. They'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears.
Roma Dunze.
A 7-yard touchdown grab. As his guys are able to extend their lead. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. Santos with the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. That drive a long one, spanning 15 plays. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. New England trying to get a place on offense.
They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a first and 10.
They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. Second and 6. Second down and 6 now.
It's now second and 6.
They'll look to throw.
Here's a screen now for Pollard.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. They'll set up a throw.
Pollard here once again, back-to-back catches.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, second and 2.
Brings up second and 2 at the 43-yard line.
Second and 2. Henry brings it in. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 32-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
24-yard gain on the play. First down, Patriots.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
He finds his man, Pollard.
Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
Gets this complete to Butte. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Out of the gun, a give to Pollard.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll set up to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
The line of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Back to throw here.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Now he's good. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Pats get a late score here, the final minute of the first half.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
Point after, right down the middle. And it leads down to a field goal at 17-14. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Bears offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Now a 2nd and 2.
They'll look to throw here. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. There's a 42, making a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen with you from the EA Studios in Orlando. It's been a heck of a game so far. Just a field goal separating these two squads. You have to imagine both sides are trying to figure out how to clean things up, put some touchdowns up in the second half. Let's find out what goes on in the third quarter. Back out to the stadium and our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Jones breaking from the contact.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
He'll drop to throw.
Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. And the Bears are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
First possession in the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 46 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him down.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. Just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
They'll look middle here and give it to Odunze.
An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. Looking to throw.
Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 23. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant.
Third and 4 is always a tough call. Maybe a little too long to run for it, but not too long to hit him on the quick slant. And that was well executed. Found the window and zipped it right in there.
Brought down at the 20. 2nd and 7 from the 20.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd.
They go to Johnson again. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
A 2-yard pickup.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Open man is Kmet, the tight end. And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's another Bears 1st down. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Johnson. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line.
The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Loss of 3 brings up 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line.
To Johnson again. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A 6-yard touchdown run. And they're able to add on to their advantage.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. New England's offense set to go. So now, Charles, this drive, maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 40.
Pollard will take it up the gut. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4 on second down.
At the 44-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
Third down. And 6 yards to go.
He'll look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Chicago offense set to get started. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
From the 22, here's second and 8.
At the 22-yard line.
Back to throw.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Now third down and 7.
Brought down at the 23-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up third.
Now back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on third down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And they will take over first and 10. New England trying to get a place on offense. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
It's complete to Williams. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
13 yards on the play.
Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. That's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
It's a gain of 10.
Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Now a give here to Pollard. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion and a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's another Patriots first down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moved.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up.
Glad you're with us from Soldier Field in Chicago. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw.
And they were looking to set up the screen, but that's going to be incomplete. Almost wound up going the other way. Well covered defensively, and it'll bring up 3rd down. They'll find Williams on the slant.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 18.
It's a gain of 16 yards. And the Patriots, first down. 1st and 10 at the 18.
Back to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
The first down pass.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Number 8. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 13-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Touchdown, Patriots! A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Patriots are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Extra point right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10.
Looking to put a drive together.
They'll start with a handoff to Johnson.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
2nd and inches.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
Here's Johnson again on 2nd down. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 45 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
First down.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
So from just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 9.
Gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35.
14 yards into Chicago, first down.
That's good for a Bears. First down. 1st and 10 at the 30.
Again, it's Johnson. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Up the middle, Johnson. And he's got some space here. And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone. First down.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
They give up the middle to Johnson. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Well, praise has to go to the guys in the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. So a big one coming now for Cairo Santos. This to swell the lead to 6. Santos' kick is up and through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
A touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
The Patriots offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes the right read seemingly every time.
And this one's incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to it. Find him. Find him.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Short pass caught by Henry. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. For the Patriots. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Pulled in at the 24. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Chicago offense set to get started. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. Here comes 3rd down and 7.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
Just because you got the lead in the 4th, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And that will come the offense as they take over.
The Patriots ready to get the football back. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
And now a fake there on the jet sweep as they'll give to Pollard.
And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
Gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
They'll set up a throw.
That is caught.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
It's good for Patriots. 1st down. A gain of 11 on the play. 1st down, New England.
They'll look to throw now on first down.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
At the 35-yard line.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Williams. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Fifth catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
A gain of 15. First down, Patriots.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Short pass caught by Henry. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. They'll look to throw again.
Here's a screen down for Pollard.
That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a third down and 12.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. They'll get 11, but still a little short. Fourth down. They'll run forward with Pollard. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
3 yards. That's another Patriots first down. First and 10.
They'll set up to throw. Pressure, and he's taken down. The Bears sack. Montez Sweat able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire.
Gets this complete to Bunte.
And he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
Well, this crowd making it hard to hear. This is 3rd and 8.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Well, you need your best play here, no doubt. 4th down and 8.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
Oh, he had to force it there on 4th down, and it's intercepted.
And the Bears have just about sewn up this football game.
Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
Onto the field now come the Bears. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
This 2nd and 4.
Out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
Johnson on the counter. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game.
Trying to take this home, they'll run.
Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run down some clock for Johnson. And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory. The Patriots will take their third and final timeout as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. So they come up on second down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon.
And he is going to have the Bears first. And that should be the capper. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bears get the win at home as we say so long from Soldier Field.